Monday.
Starting off with an 18-inch pie and then moving to individual pieces. We're going to find out who's the real man or woman.
Who's the pizza pie king or queen.
This is going to be great.
Yeah, and you are invited. Of course, there's no cover charge. We'll be there doing a live remote broadcast starting at 5 o'clock, and we'll do the challenge during the show. And Mike will be doing the play-by-play, assisted by Ken Vehek with some color commentary, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So please do come on out and join us at Cafe Positano, which is located 4 miles west of I-4 on State Road 436. And their phone number there, if you would like to make reservations for that night or any night, is 407-774-8080. That's 407-774-8080 for Cafe Positano. Please come on out and join us. It's going to be a whole lot of fun.
And the eat-off begins around 6:30.
Yep.
Even though you're welcome from 5 on.
Yep.
So not a problem.
Come on out and join us. It will be a whole lot of fun. And now, tomorrow night, we're going to be doing a Bond challenge, if you will. And Mike's come up with another one here. He's cooked up another.
Chris, I'm one of these guys that love contests.
Yeah.
And my biggest concern about Bond, I've always been a great fan of it for my whole life. I've seen from years and years ago, but I'm worried about political correctness taking control of the film. So, what I decided to do is I'm going to ask our audience, I'm going to give you an example of an opening scene. And this opening scene is going to be one that would demonstrate what would happen to Bond if the politically correct to the left took over the movie. And as we all know, that the first scene usually determines the agenda for the film. So as our audience, come up with about a half a minute opening scene, but I'm going to explain mine, and then you'll see exactly where we're going. Now, the movie opens up, Spectra opens up with James Bond walking out of a health club, having just received a coffee enema by Starbucks. As he steps outside, he hops into his new Tesla instead of his Aston Martin. He immediately checks his stun gun and then looks at his Apple Watch to receive his assignment. Bond is told his assignment is to break a worldwide fracking cartel. This cartel has freed billions of people from poverty due to extremely low energy prices. The two main villains of this fracking cartel are a gay named Mr. D, and that's not for Dallas, and a transgender named Switch. Bond must convince these two villains to let gas prices rise and put more people back into poverty so the world politicians have a job. Now, my 3 stars playing Bond will be Anderson Cooper, playing Mr. D will be Bernie Franks, and is obviously Bruce Jenner returns to the films. This is the type of opening scene. Creativity will be a nice prize, and it should be an awful lot of fun. So you can generate the Bond opening.
All right, so that's going to be tomorrow. All right, so put your scripts together tonight. 40, 50, 60 words at the most. That's about 30 seconds.
And we like characters. We like this character, Switch. We think Switch would be big in a James Bond film.
No, Mr. D would be big. Switch would just
Barney Franks. Oh, yeah. Boy, he was a winner from the past,
All right, well, speaking of winners, Carl and Ed won tonight's pairs of tickets to this Sunday's A Taste in the Park at Maitland Civic Center, benefiting Jewish Pavilion. If you did not get a free pair, we got, I think, a couple more free pairs to give away. We'll do that Friday, since we'll have our other contest going on tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. So, but in the meantime, you can buy tickets at jewishpavilion.org. And once again, they're $15 per person or $40 for a family of 4 if you buy them in advance. Another thing that I want to tell you about, we mentioned this yesterday. Not this weekend, but next weekend, the candidates, almost all of them, I don't believe Carson's going to come here because he's going to be still on his book tour, but all of the rest of the candidates, to my knowledge, the Republican candidates, are coming to town for something called the Sunshine GOP Summit. and it will be held the Friday the 13th and Saturday the 14th, and all the candidates will be there. If you would like to be there, you can go to am660theanswer.com to get tickets. That's am660theanswer.com. And also, if you would like to see Ted Cruz, if you can't make it to that event, Ted Cruz is going to be at a free event. Now, you will need tickets for this. I'll tell you how to get them. It's going to be the Orlando Rally with Senator Ted Cruz, emceed by our dear friend and colleague, Carl Jackson.
That'll be a great event.
Yeah, and that's going to be Friday the 13th from 2:30 to 4 p.m. at the Faith Assembly of God Church, okay? Now, the official address for that, I think last night I was telling you Lake Underhill Road. It's actually Curry Ford, 9307 Curry Ford, or at the intersection of 417 and Econ-Lockahachie Trail. Okay, so that's Friday the 13th from 2:30 to 4 p.m. at the Faith Assembly of God Church at the corner of 417 and Econ-Lockahachie Trail out there on the east side of town. And it is free, but you have to go to Eventbrite. Eventbrite, that's event with B-R-I-T-E, eventbrite.com to get your tickets. Eventbrite, local events.
Chris, Friday the 13th, that sounds like a day that Hillary would be speaking, not Ted Cruz. Friday the 13th.
All right, so please do take advantage of that. All right, so once again, if you want to go to the Sunshine GOP Summit, go to am660theanswer.com. If you want to see Ted Cruz on that Friday, go to Eventbrite. All right? And then if you want to be a part of our contest tomorrow, just begin to put those scripts, those treatments, I think they call that, together tonight.
Well, you know, Friday it opens up here all around the United States, so we need some
I didn't know that you said it's already opened in...
It opened in England. It's been opened this week, and they already grossed over $80 million in the first few days. And again, this could be the most outstanding of all Bond films. It's the last film for the fellow who plays Bond. I know that I've recommended Anderson Cooper to take his spot.
Oh,
you know.
God. There you go again.
No, that's one of the others that I recommended him.
All right. Okay, let's get back to some politics real quick. There are some new poll numbers out. There's a new Quinnipiac national poll. Once again, well, you have to take these with a grain of salt, but I do think that they give us some sort of indication of what's going on. Trump and Carson are once again neck and neck in this poll. Trump held steady at 24. Carson moved up to 23. Rubio moved up 5 points to 14. By the way, Carson moved up 6 to get to 23. Rubio moved up 5 to 14. Cruz moved up 6 to get to 13. Jeb moved down to get to 4. And everybody else is below him. So once again, the gains that these other candidates are achieving is not coming out of Moby Dick's hide. All right? Trump is holding steady. Now, in most of these polls, he's not gaining ground. It may be a point or two here or there, but he's not losing ground either. And once again, as we said last night, as long as this field stays big, that means he stays virtually, if not completely, on top. And if you look at the polls state, now this is a national poll, but if you look at polls state by state, once again, Trump is running away with this thing.
Chris, today I saw him when he was registering.
If you believe the polls, yeah.
I don't know if you saw him, but
in New Hampshire, he registered.
Yeah, he really came across extremely friendly. And, you know, he smiled at everybody and shook their hands and, you know, obviously made a few comments here or there. But I'm telling you, he's getting better and better, and the reaction of the crowd is constantly the same, great enthusiasm. So he's going to be awful tough to beat.
If I asked you that when polled here in Florida, which he's leading in the polls, however, which of the Republican candidates was getting the most of the Hispanic vote here in Florida, who would you think it would be?
Donald Trump.
Because,
well, but I think there's some logic behind it because, again, he employs an awful lot of people. You know, he really does.
Yep.
And number two, he gives hope to all races. I mean, this is a guy who's made money. He knows how to make money. Everybody, it's that old story, we'd all love to be rich.
Yeah.
And I just think that he's the Pied Piper of greatness and good, where Obama was just the reverse.
And you can't assume that all Hispanics are going to be mesmerized by Marco Rubio. The simple fact of the matter is, because he's Cuban, many other Hispanics, let's just say, don't identify with him. Because Cubans can come to this country and you set foot on American soil, you stay. There is no illegal immigration from Cuba if you get here, right?
Yeah, well,
you can't say that
point,
for others, right?
Right, I agree.
And they know that.